Should I buy a house in this real estate market? Easily the number one question my agents and I are asked every day. Now, I'm Lee Brown with One Community Real Estate. My office right here, this physical space, is in Concord, North Carolina, which is on the north side of Charlotte, North Carolina. So we do serve the greater market, but it doesn't matter if you're looking in Concord, Harrisburg, Kannapolis, Salisbury, Spencer, maybe you're looking in Huntersville, Cornelius, Davidson, maybe Gastonia, Belmont, Mount Holly. Could be you're looking over the South Carolina line and Fort Mill, Tega Cay, Rock Hill, Indian Land. Maybe you're over towards Waxhaw and Weddington, Marvin, Matthews, Mint Hill. If you're anywhere in the Charlotte region, there's always concern about the timing of your real estate purchase. What I want to tell you is that markets are fluid. They go up, they go down, they go sideways. We don't ever know what's going to happen next. So my answer to that question, it depends. Now, before you get all irritated, I'm going to tell you what it depends on, frankly, is you. Okay. So remember that the market is the market and it's doing things all the time. Interest rates do move. Historically, though, the average is around 6.5% if you average out the last 50 years. So when we move into a 4.5% and 5% territory, you're still in good shape. But as your realtor, I want you to answer the question of what that monthly outlay looks like. I don't care what the purchase price of the house is. I care about what's coming out of your bank account every month. Now, if you look at a website to get mortgage information, they're often going to spit out principal and interest. Friends, that's only part of the story. And it's also why we want you to use a local mortgage lender, because they're going to give you the straight scoop. You've also got to take taxes into account because homeowners pay property taxes. Congratulations. You're going to have insurance on the property, and it may require flood insurance in addition to homeowners insurance. And even if you're not in a flood zone, you want to price that out because wherever it rains, it could flood. And then I also want you to look at what's happening with inflationary costs. You got to figure out what it's going to cost you to heat and cool that property. What's it going to cost you to have good internet if you work from home? What's the cost of water and sewer? What are you dealing with in the aggregate? Because as your realtor and your mama hen, I want to know that you can still go out to eat every now and then. I want to know that if you save your pennies and dimes, you can still go on vacation. Your house should not take up every single penny that you have. Now, if the cost of real estate is going to make your monthly not affordable, then you and I need to sit down and figure out what the options are. Can you go a little further out? Could you do the smartest thing ever and maybe look at this duplex or a triplex or a quadplex? Because you can get a similar mortgage loan on a duplex, triplex, or quad that you can on a single family home. And then somebody else is helping you make your note. And then spoiler alert, you've got the first piece of your real estate empire for the future. So that's part of the it depends answer, because it depends on your finances. The second thing I want you to think about is your time frame in a house, because we don't know when the market will change. It may go up for a while, may go sideways, may go down. We don't know. What I want you to think about, though, is that real estate is a long-term commitment. I mean, you are putting a ring on that property. So even if you don't live in it yourself forever, think about how that could be a great investment property for the future. Check your covenants and restrictions to make sure you can rent it. That's where your realtor comes in. We're going to help you look at the total picture of the property. So quit reading the mainstream media, quit listening to the people who are all gloom and doom on social media, because it might be gloom and doom for you and it might not be, because real estate is so personalized. And that's why you want a human realtor at your side to help you figure out if it depends is a yes or a no. But either way, you'll be okay if you get all your information together. Make sure you hit here to subscribe for more, click the bell, and come back for more tips on real estate from Lee Brown.